Hello, dear parents. So, we are good to connect again, and this time on an important topic again, which is Toddler Meltdown Survival Guide, which says stay calm, stay connected, come out stronger. So, let's explore this. So, let's understand first of all what is a meltdown. So, a meltdown that we often confuse with tantrum is not the same. A meltdown is a neurological overwhelm, not manipulation. So, when we talk about neurological overwhelm, let's understand it. The toddler's prefrontal cortex, rational brain, goes completely offline during a meltdown. He doesn't understand what to do, he doesn't even know what he's doing. There is a loss of self control. So they literally cannot stop. It's a stress response, not a deliberate choice. There is too much emotional flooding. So when I say that, what I mean is that these toddlers are triggered by hunger, tiredness, transitions, or sensory overload. Now, in the meltdown, there are 5 stages. Let's understand. The first one is rumbling, which means winning, clinginess, tension building. The second one is escalation, wherein the volume rises and the first tears start appearing. The third one is peak meltdown. What is happening here? There is a full fledged storm, screaming, falling, everything is happening. The fourth one is de escalation. So, in de escalation, the energy that they have put into that peak meltdown drops. They sob, they slow down. And the fifth stage is recovery, wherein the calm returns. The toddler knows where to go, and your window opens. So, let's move ahead on this journey. In the moment survival toolkit. So, what we have to do here exactly is, believe me, I'm also a parent, just like you, I'm also exploring multiple strategies around it. The first thing that we can together do is stay calm. So, our nervous system is contagious. One slow breath before we react. We are the thermostat in the room. So, if we escalate, the child escalates. Second, don't negotiate. Skip reasoning mid meltdown because, as we understood the stages, no matter what you will tell them, they will not understand. Their logic brain is off, it just gets completely shut down. So, we need to save that talk we want to have for stage 5 when the recovery is happening. Next, we have get low and connect. So, when I'm saying that, what we need to do is we just kneel to their level. We open our arms and we say, I am here. Physical closeness co regulates their system. They get that warmth they are seeking for because they don't know what they are doing. Then name the feeling. So, you are so frustrated right now. Naming feelings activates the brain's language center and it helps. The child will also understand different emotions. So I'm sure you must be doing this with your children when you are telling them, okay, I understand you are angry. Let's talk about it. Okay, we understand you are feeling frustrated. Let's talk about it. So that is helping them a wider window to understand things. Offer safety. When I say that, no threats, no bribes, no punishing. These 3 things need to stay away. Just, I'm safe, I love you, we will get through this. So, as I'm talking about these points, I know it's not easy because with toddlers, it is very unpredictable. So, there was a time I was at my friend's place, and why the meltdown happened, a 3-year-old, he just said, you were supposed to be giving me a triangular cut salad piece, but you gave a square cut salad piece. Now, just imagine how big that conversation was. It was nothing, it was just a square and a triangle about a circular tomato piece, and the entire thing revolved around it. So you can't even think of the domains on which they can go and just bring out the whole scenario. Now let's understand how we can prevent before it starts. So we need to understand what your child's top triggers are, and then we need to build around them. So you need to understand whether the child is tired or overtired. Protect nap time fiercely. A 20-minute nap can prevent a 45-minute meltdown. Hungry? So you actually need to carry snacks everywhere, because whenever they feel hungry, they will go into that mode. Now, moving to the next point, we have transitions. We need to give them a 5-minute warnings. In 5 minutes, we leave the park. So, you have already told your toddler that in 5 minutes this action is happening. So, you have given a transition time, because the toddlers, they don't like surprises. Next is overstimulation. So, overstimulation is we can cap the screen time and busy environments. We need to watch for sensory overload signs early. Then we have need for autonomy. When I say that, we need to give them limited choices, because nowadays what is happening is the toddlers have a lot of choices, which was not the case when we were there. So red shirt or blue shirt, end of discussion. Not like serving them with 5 shirts, serving them with 5 dishes. We need to have that control. We need to make them understand that things follow in this circle. This will help us to prevent power struggles with these toddlers. Now, once the storm has happened, we need to reconnect. So, we need to hug, we need to reconnect before we correct. Reconnect before we correct. We don't need to shame them, we don't need to embarrass. It's okay if there are guests at home and they are shouting. The guests also know how children are. So you can be okay about those environments. Second, validate. That was really hard, wasn't it? So it's just not you need to understand that situation was hard. The child also needs to understand that the situation was hard. We don't need to reason while they are still dysregulated. We need to talk later. Brief, calm, debrief when age appropriate. So we need to give in just to avoid the next meltdown. That is not something that should be happening. We just need to stabilize the things the way they are going. Offer water, they are physically depleted. We don't need to punish, because punishment comes as a neurological sign, it's not behavioral thing. And we need to take care of your nervous system too. So it's not necessary that you say pretend it didn't happen at all. Of course it happened, but you got out of it. So this was about how we can be about toddler. But as a parent, I would want to tell you that you as a parent matter too. Because if you are not in the right state of mind, your toddler cannot be. So you can't pour from an empty cup, as we say. It's not your fault. Meltdowns are developmental procedures, not a parenting failure. Sometimes what happens, I have seen other people saying, maybe the parents are behaving this way, maybe the parents are not looking after it. Believe me, it's not your fault. You are doing your best. Practice regulation. So that means box breathing, 4-4-4-4. Cold water on wrist. Step outside 30 seconds if safe. Then we have celebrate small wins. If you stayed calm for 30 seconds in that entire meltdown, it's a win for you. If you got down to their level, it's a win for you. You need to celebrate it. Next, we have build your village. So when I say so, you need to build your community, online or offline. No parent should white knuckle this alone. It's not something that is a behavioral issue. It is something that all of us, including me, are, kind of facing in general. Now I'm presenting a quick reference cheat sheet. A meltdown is neurological, not manipulation. You need to give 5 minutes transition warnings as we discussed. You are the thermostat, so you need to stay calm no matter what the situation is. Snacks plus sleep prevent more meltdowns than anything. No reasoning during peak meltdown. Believe me, it will never have help. Hug before correction. Reconnect. Then we will correct. Name feelings. You have to make them understand what the feelings are, which particular feeling they are experiencing. You are not failing, you are learning. So is your toddler. So the parenting and the children journey is happening together. So you have got all of that. Every time you show up with love, with confidence, with warmth, even when it's messy, you are building your toddler's brain and your relationship with the toddler. That's not nothing, that's everything. Believe me, you are doing everything in the best possible manner you can. So that was about toddler meltdown parents. Stay connected. We will meet soon. Thank you.